Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Maurice here again from MVRugby. Me, faithfully being back to review the weekend's games for that we had of this last weekend for the Currie Cup, and of course the round 2 of the Castle Lager incoming series. Starting off with the Currie Cup, we all know about the performance during the Bulls versus Pumas game. Not exactly what the Pumas wanted. Bulls really shone in that game, absolutely. Moving on to Saturday's games, Golden Lions versus Western Province. Golden Lions walking over Western Province with a 41-22 scoreline. Not the performance that Western Province wanted. Not the performance that we expected. I really had high hopes for these guys. JC Mars performed very well. So did Steven Kurtzhoff. Yuri Mattia, deadly with his kicking, but just couldn't really make any lasting, impactful contributions in the match. The guys really tried their best, but couldn't get any kind of movements going. There was no energy almost. Ball handling was substandard. So, yeah, Western Province, I think you guys can really take a long, hard look at your performances last weekend and maybe see where you guys can make some major improvements, because some desperate improvements are needed here. Golden Lions, well done. Peak performance, brilliant play. You guys were a strong team and definitely the best team on Saturday. Well done, you guys. You deserve the praises, all that you get. For the Cheetahs versus the Sharks, wow. Two tough teams, barely equally matched. This was entertainment out of the highest echelons of rugby. Guys, you played well, both sides. Sharks, really, you gave us the best performance that you could. Cheetahs, for you guys as well, but unfortunately was not to be for the Cheetahs that day. The Sharks were really coming out quite strong. First points on the board was a penalty conversion by Currie, followed by a penalty conversion by Wenzel, and then 2 tries with 1 conversion by Currie, both by Penkle. Really strong play. Penkle is a world-class player, and I'm really going to watch this kid's performance with great interest in the future. The Sharks really had a strong game. So did the Cheetahs. You guys performed really well, and I'm quite happy to see more of you guys going head to head with some of the strongest teams here. Going up against the Bulls as well, and then the Golden Lions. That'll be quite interesting matchups to watch. After that, Currie returned the favour with another try with a conversion by Wenzel, and then of course a penalty conversion by Currie. In the second half, Mavesere was rewarded with a yellow card, which was followed up by a try by Paulo of the Cheetahs, and then Swanepoel suffered another yellow card. So you had 2 yellow cards on the Sharks side, but still they came out on top. Wenzel scoring another try that was followed on by a try by Cater, and then Currie converted, and that's basically the end of the scoring lineup between the two. There was some controversy in the second half, just before Cater's try. I think it was, who was it? I'm really gonna have to look at to try and remember. I think it was Van Wyk. It was either Henkus Van Wyk or Aranas Kutsia that had a beef with the referee, with the touch judge. Really, he seems to claim that on the cross and the clearance kick by the Cheetahs, some Shark touched, had contact with the ball just before the ball went into touch. So that should have been a Cheetahs throw in. And unfortunately, they didn't show a replay, and I would really have liked to have seen that replay to basically confirm the event that he's describing. But Touch didn't see it. He basically stuck with his decision. It was a Sharks throw in for that line out, which saw the try by Cater happening. So something that the Cheetahs wasn't very happy with. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You can't win them all, and although we would have loved to seen that. I mean, the Cheetahs have been coming into this Castle Lager, championship really strongly, really dominating most of their matches against anybody really that's been put in front of them. I think this is their first loss of the season, which is unfortunate for them. I think they probably would have loved to keep on the winning streak going through the entire, Currie Cup season. But unfortunately, the Sharks put a bit of a stopper to that now in this last weekend's game. Griffins versus Griquas. Really feeling sorry for the Griffins. Like I've said before, they have been having really serious difficulties within this Currie Cup. Not the match endings that they want. They continue their 0-win loss streak within the Currie Cup. I have no words. I mean, I'm sorry. At a certain point where you get to you really feel sorry for this team, and you don't know if it's ever going to improve. Not really, given the performance that they wanted to. Really, wow. The log lineup has kind of changed a bit. Golden Lions moving into second place. Bulls occupying the top spot within the log now, with 6 wins out of the 7 games they played. The same with the Golden Lions. They lost 1 game. The Blue Bulls obviously occupied the number 1 spot because they didn't lose any single games. They drew 1. Then the Cheetahs now losing it's actually 2 games that they lost this entire season. Winning 4 games out of the 7 that they played, and drawing 1. Then we have the Sharks with their 3-game win for the season, losing 3 games and drawing 1. Pumas sliding into 5th spot with 7 games played, 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Western Province sliding back into 6th place. 2 wins, 5 losses, 0 draws. Major improvements, major improvements for that team that can be made. I think the coaching staff is really going to have to take a long, hard look at the stats, long, hard look at their performance within the past 7 games, and really going to have to drive these guys. There's no taking any breaks this season. Not the performance that can be expected from the Western Province. Really been doing badly. Griquas 2 games win, 5 games loss, and then the Griffins losing all their games up to this point, sliding into the 8th spot for the Currie Cup log standings, and that's basically how it's standing at this moment. The New Zealand versus Argentina game. Absolute abortion for Argentina. After such a brilliant performance from last week, they just couldn't. I mean, they played well. They literally played absolutely brilliantly. But the New Zealanders just decided they're not going to give them any quarters this time around. Really came on strong. They ran in fighting. From the very first second to the last second of the game, the New Zealanders gave it their absolute 100%. The Argentinians just couldn't hold a candle this time around. I can't even say that it's due to the absence of Gustin Creevy. And Pablo Matera, he played a strong game. Really gave a lot of effort, but obviously couldn't achieve the results that they wanted. But I'm happy to see, like even after the game, after they were completely crushed by the New Zealanders, 42-10. The Argentinian fans just stood by their team, hook, line, and sinker, behind them all the way. And that's the kind of sportsman gees and spirit that you want to see in a country. Argentinians, rotten luck. Scoring only one try for the entire game by Malia. One conversion by Albornoz, excuse me. Albornoz, really, and then a penalty try by Carrera, really. That is basically the only Argentinian points in the game. It basically went Mackenzie scoring a try, converted by Mackenzie. Then Surveyor tried, Mackenzie converted, Clark tried, Mackenzie converted, Jordan tried, Mackenzie converted, Barrett tried, Mackenzie converted. And that's just in the first half. It was a complete walkover. Second half, not as easy for the New Zealanders. The Argentinians did got a bit of a stronger comeback, seeing their first try being scored within the second half, and then Jordan scoring his second try for the team for this game, with Amua going off in the second in the very last, I think, 74th minute. Amua going off with a yellow card, but I mean, horses bolted. Argentina just couldn't, even capitalize on that loss of Amua. Brilliant performance by the New Zealanders. All Blacks, really strong comeback. Fantastic and strong comeback to you guys. You guys can be really proud of yourselves. Wallace Satiti performing absolutely brilliant within that game. But Bowden Barrett, wonderful try by him. Ardie Savea, the same with you. Will Jordan as well. A fantastic performance, guys. You guys can really be proud of yourselves. It was just absolutely entertaining to watch you guys perform that day. Out of the highest echelons, really. Australia versus South Africa. This is the one loss that I honestly think Australia, was 30-12. Australia tried. They fought hard. They played a really good game. There were some antics. Guess who? I mean, do I need to even name him? I will, in a couple of minutes, talk about that happening. But really, the strength of the South Africans just pushed through. Absolutely. It's like they had... it's like this one was kind of dedicated not just to South Africa, but to Dricus du Plessis, that did us absolutely proud. Defending his title strongly against Israel, in Australia as well. Well done to you. I'm not a UFC fan. I don't watch boxing. I don't watch UFC or wrestling of any kind. I did watch wrestling when I was younger, but that's only until I found out there's a whole big it's just a whole big show that they put on for you. I mean, all the bloody matches are all choreographed beforehand. The winners are decided beforehand and all that. But I don't watch the UFC because to me it just doesn't make sense watching two men beating the living crap out of each other for however long. But well done to Dricus. You performed well. I've seen some clips. I really I've seen some clips after I heard that he won. I didn't watch the full match. Really proud of you as a South African. bringing home the gold for your country once again. Hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie. Well done, my boy. Well done. And then South Africa coming out, winning the game against Australia. Cherry on top for this entire weekend. And then Tumia LaRue, our new Miss South Africa, the first deaf person, the first person of hearing impaired to walk away with that title. Well done to you as well. South Africa, very strong play. It was a very young side. As we, I read out the lineup for last weekend before the game on Saturday. Jan Hendrik Wessels, Johan Grobbelaar and Thomas de Tooy, all debutants. Same with Roan Nortje, Alrich Lau, Sasha Feinberg, Komazulu. These guys are the ones with the least bit of caps under the belt for the Springboks. Salman Murad, I really hope you're making a very, very quick comeback. We're facing New Zealand in 2 weeks' time. Hope you're going to be back for that, mate. Going off very early in the first half, being replaced by Ibn Etzebeth due to a head injury for the Ding Dong test. Failed it. So he's going to be off with some evaluation and R&R for this next week or so. Confirmed by Rassi in a press conference afterwards. Lokanyo, brilliant performance. Same for Mapimpi. Absolutely fantastic. Apelele Fassi, you did us proud, mate. Fantastic try. Your first try for the Springboks in the green and gold jersey. Well done. Absolutely fantastic. Quite proud of you and very happy with your performance. Roan Nortje, you did us proud as well. Marco van Staden scoring your try was brilliant. Sasha Feinberg, Komazulu, you were on point. Did miss your first penalty conversion, however, but well done. You performed admirably for the rest of the game. Deadly with your kicks. Fantastic with your clearance kicks as well. Up to the point in the second half where you were replaced by Andre Pollard. But fantastic performance. Malcolm Marx scoring 2 tries for the South Africans in that game as well, both from rolling mauls. Well done, mate. Very strong play. Well, a very fantastical play as well. Sara Uru going off in the second half with a yellow card for a deliberate collapsing of the scrum. Rotten luck, mate. Rotten luck. Not sure if you meant to do it. The referee obviously felt that it was deliberate, and therefore, rightfully so, did punish you with a yellow card. Don't know if the intention was there, but yeah, collapsing the loose scrum is obviously a penalty, a penalising offence. So ref believed you did it on purpose. Who knows? Then coming back to the incidents on the field, Nick White. I guess once a dick, always a dick, eh? Honestly. Told off by the ref, warned by the ref in the first time, holding retaining the ball after penalty awarded to South Africa, refusing to relinquish the ball to the South African players. Lokanyo arm slapping the ball out of his hands. The ball bounces away from him. Jesse Keel picks it up, and Mr. Snorre decides he's going to start pushing people around. To which the referee basically responded, telling him not today, warning him emphatically. Second half happens again. Really, did you get up in the morning and drew the deck card? Because honestly, Nick, you are, from my experience and people that I've spoken to, you are very quickly becoming the least favoured player in World Rugby. And it's quite justified. It's quite justified. And this is, all jokes aside now. Honestly, if you set out to piss people off, you've succeeded, mate. You have succeeded. In the second half, you did it again, retaining the ball after penalties being awarded to South Africa, refusing to give the ball up. Our scrum half, Monde van den Berg, had to pluck you around on the ball to try and get that ball away from you, which justifiably so. The referee penalised you with a 10-meter disadvantage. I mean, if that's not an indication that people are sick and tired of your antics, the ref was certainly not going to fall for it. So if you want my advice, mate, stop it. You're not impressing anybody. Okay. Enough said about that. Brilliant play by the South Africans. Australia, take my advice. Leave Nick out of the next game. Okay. He's not doing you guys any favors. You're penalising you guys with this 10-meter disadvantage. If none of you were ever pissed off at him, why weren't you? I would have been, if he was my teammate and he did that. I would have been pissed off. But anyway, enough said about it. Let's go. Moving on to round 3. Coming in 2 weeks' time for the Castle Lager incoming series. We're looking forward to that. Absolutely, psyched for it. the next, obviously, next game will be, I think it's Argentina against Australia, and then of course South Africa facing off against New Zealand coming in 2 weeks' time here in South Africa. We're all going to be excited about that. Round 8 coming up for the Calling Black Label Currie Cup series. Looking forward to that. Really hoping to see an improvement for the Western Province and even the Pumas as well. Looking forward to great entertainment from the Sharks, the Cheetahs, and the Bulls as well. I'll be covering the upcoming lineups for these games, hopefully by the end of this week as well. Guys, if you guys would join me there for that the next lineup for the next round for the Currie Cup championships, that'll be great. As usually, keep the beers on ice, and I'll see you guys. Keep well, keep safe, and peace out. And Snorre, leave the antics at home. Cheerio.